Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new NVIDIA update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over NVIDIA stock. Let's talk about what is happening to NVIDIA, what we can expect moving forward, and all of that good stuff as per usual. So ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to hit that like button. It does help a lot. This is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. And of course, my membership section on YouTube is live. That link is in the description below. For just $2.99 a month, you get access to all my intraday thoughts, posts, updates on Tesla and the general market sometimes as well every single day. And on top of that, $4.99, which is a tier upgrade, gives you all of that plus NVIDIA daily updates as well. So if you're interested, that link is below. We'd love to have you there. But nonetheless, let's jump into it. NVIDIA finally getting a red day as if it was possible, closing down about 2% on the day, closing at $127.25 per share. So let's talk about this. What does this mean? Is NVIDIA finally bearish? Is NVIDIA finally going to cool off, or is this all we get? Is this the cool off? Let's talk about it. I'll give you my thoughts. So NVIDIA, interesting situation, right? It's definitely setting up some potential. And I say the word potential very for a reason, I guess, right? This could be a reversal signal, but it needs follow through. The whole market right now is setting up what could be reversal signals, but they need follow through. So the way I look at it is this, right? NVIDIA. Let's talk about the bearish side. I think the bulls have been eating too well. Let's give the bears a little bit of hope here. Let's talk about some potential bearish signs that could be a reversal here. So we are setting up an inside day candle, right? We're setting up an inside day candle and not really a doji candle, but maybe slightly of a doji candle. The candle, in my opinion, is a little too thick, in my honest opinion, but it does have pretty long wicks above and below. So the main thing I'll look at here is the fact that it's an inside day candle, mainly because, it's literally trading within yesterday's price range completely, right? Completely encapsulated by it. So that's potentially a reversal signal. Also, the thing that's concerning here is the fact that the 1 hour on the NVIDIA, you can see here, a lot of, bearish, indicators, right? The MACD's flipped bearish, the RSI is making lower lows now. Our stochastic has flipped bearish and heading its way straight down, still bearish. The BX trender is officially bearish. This is what I've been talking about, right? Remember I said how the daily still looks great, and it does, which we'll talk about soon from a bullish perspective. But we talked about how the 1 hour for NVIDIA and just really stocks in general across the board, like Tesla, even the market, look a little bit weak, right? They look like they're, definitely losing some of that bullish and buying pressure. Well, it's kind of playing a little bit to fruition today, at least for NVIDIA, down about 2%, right? So, and it's still not fully bullish yet, right? The 1 hour is still looking bearish. The momentum is still slow, right? So just that's something to watch out for, in my opinion, at least. So the thing I'll be looking at if you're a bear, the thing I'll be looking at right now for NVIDIA is this, right? If you really want NVIDIA to start correcting, you'd want to lose the lows of today. The low of today was what? The low of today was about, we'll just say 126, really, right? Losing about 126 for NVIDIA, let's say tomorrow, for instance, not only can it potentially confirm this inside day candle bearish reversal, but it will be definitely very weak. It'll break the lows, which is a weakness, a sign of weakness. And on top of that, it will most likely begin this correction, at least, in my opinion, at least, to about this kind of 122, 123 level. Below that, we'll see about 120 to 117. And below that, we'll see about 110 to about 105. Those are the levels and the ranges I'll be personally looking at, level by level. I don't think we'll go that low, like, for instance, all the way down here. Maybe we will. I don't think we will right now, at least. We'll need some serious bearish confirmations. But if we do breach below tomorrow, below today's low, that will also potentially set up a false breakout, right? Remember this green trend line right here, which we did break out yesterday on this massive green or white, I guess in this case, candle. Well, breaking back below this trend line, again, it's a false breakout. That's a bearish sign. And usually when you get false breakouts, right, it tends to slingshot in the opposite direction. Could happen with NVIDIA. Again, it's a massive if. It's one of those things you play it by ear, let it happen, let it get confirmation. No reason to, pretend like it's going to happen that when it hasn't actually happened yet. But if it were to, it could slingshot in the opposite direction, obviously to the downside. So those are the things I'll be looking at if I was a bear. Those are the things I'll be looking at. Now, let's talk about some bullish scenarios here, right? What's the bullish aspects of NVIDIA? Well, first and foremost, the daily chart still looks phenomenal. It honestly does. Other than there's a potential reversal signal on the daily, right? Again, they're useless by themselves. You need follow through. Assuming there's no follow through, it still looks great. MACD still looks great. RSI still looks fine. Stochastic still looks bullish. No crossover yet on the daily charts. BX trender still making higher highs. The daily chart still looks phenomenal. I see no reason to be scared or complaining or anything about the daily chart. We're still, we are slightly in overbought territories, but NVIDIA is pretty damn good at staying overbought and being even more overbought than this. So to be fair, we're above most major indicators. Like, we're above the median line over here. So it's obviously bullish. We're above the 21 EMA. So it's obviously bullish, right? We're above the 50-day moving average. We're well above the 200. I don't even know where it is, somewhere down there, right? We have the 5 and the 13 over here that I believe is crossed bullish. It has been cross bullish actually for quite some time, so that's obviously a good sign. The Ichimoku cloud, it's pretty much right near the top of it, so it definitely wants to break out of this Ichimoku cloud and come back and turn this back into a support. That would be ideal. But so far, remember how I said yesterday, one thing I can see happening is us coming back down to retest this trend line, which is going to be somewhere around this 126, 127 range, which is what I shared with my members this morning. That's exactly what it did. And it barely held, and it closed pretty much right at and or above that trend line. So far, all we can look at this is right now, at least, it was a retest. This was just a retest of the breakout, and so far so good. It did close pretty damn close to it, obviously. So there, it's not the most convincing retest just yet, but it's still above it. So, you can't be bearish on something until it really shows you signs that it wants to be bearish. And in my opinion, these are not the signs yet. It could be tomorrow, could be later this week, but as of right now, potential is there. The setup is, it's setting up, but it's not there just yet. So that's the way I'm looking at NVIDIA right now, right? Again, setting up, but not there just yet. It needs another push from the bears really to make its way down even further, which again, I gave you the levels below. Now, if we do continue the bullish momentum, let's say this is just a retest, and congratulations, we just rally from here. A very real possibility, right? Well, obviously, what you want to look at first is a break above today and yesterday's high, which is pretty much $130 per share. Breaking above that, honestly, I believe will take us to about 135-ish over the next few days or maybe week or whatever. And above that will bring us to all-time highs at around $140 per share. So those are the levels I'll look at to the upside. And that's kind of what I'm looking at for NVIDIA moving forward as well. NVIDIA did get the most bearish flow today once again. Closer to 60 million in confirmed bearish flow. So the bears are clearly stepping in. They're tired of this thing just running with just to God knows where at this point. So they are finally starting to step in, but again with options flow and everything, they could be wrong. What's not wrong and what doesn't lie are the levels. In my opinion, just my opinion, not financial advice, I almost always let the levels decide for me, right? I look at the levels. If one level gets breached to the upside or to the downside, what's the next one? You're probably going there. Rinse and repeat. And sometimes it really is just that simple, or you look for patterns. Those are the main things I like to look at. That's just the way I like to trade. It's the most simple, basic way, but sometimes, it's the most simple and basic way is probably the best way. Some people overcomplicate things a little too much with too many indicators. I know some people might say I have too many things here as well, but these are all like slow indicators. These aren't just like kind of, quick, really fast indicators. They're just like general momentum indicators, right? Again, market bias, way above the market bias. So NVIDIA is bullish. I think the worst case scenario for NVIDIA right now, if it does have this false breakout and it snapshots back to the downside, I personally think, and I'd be pretty surprised if it goes below 120 to 117, because I think that by the time that happens, if it were to happen, the market bias will meet us pretty much right around that range, most likely act as a support, and I think from there we can most likely head up even higher. That's just kind of what I expect right now if it were to reverse for now. But again, that's a massive if. So far, it still looks bullish, and I still don't see any super obvious reversal signals just yet. Just the potentials of one brewing up. But again, it's just a potential. It needs more confirmation. But all in all, that's all I got for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.